Nothing worse than waking up to flat batteries when you're winter camping. In this video, I'll show you the mods we've done to our power system to help our batteries not lose as much juice overnight. So, we're Kiwi Wanderers, and this is one of our tech tips. We make these vids to share RV stuff, and I love doing them. So please, if you have some power saving tips I don't mention, put them in the comments below. Right. Power, or watts, is one of our 5 W's that rule our life when we're full-time on the road. And this video is about sharing a little mod I made to stop bleeding power overnight. Now, anyone who stayed off grid in the winter knows that power becomes a bigger issue than during the summer. There is less sun for charging, it's lower in the sky so it doesn't get to your solar panels as well, and you have the lights on for longer. Not something you have to deal with when you're in a sticks and bricks type living arrangement, but a major for us full-time RV people. So our solar system is pretty good, thanks Motorhome and Solar. They made a fantastic job, very easy to deal with, would definitely recommend them. Thanks to Motorhome and Solar, we have 1000 watts on the roof and 200 watts portable panel, and we have 200 amp hours of lithium battery. Obviously, I did a little video about our solar system, which has a bit more info on the whole system, and in the summertime, it's fantastic. We run our aircon on sunny days, and life is a breeze. But during the winter, it's a challenge to stop the lights going out. We don't have a generator, and I'm holding off getting one for as long as I can. I don't like the noise and would rather get approval from the War Office for more solar and batteries. But in the interim, before I get approval, I will just concentrate on reducing the losses. So a while ago, I tried looking at the power use of all the gear we have on the van. It was fascinating. LED strip lights use quite a bit more than just a single LED, similar amount of light. And the inverter uses a bit even when you have no 240 volt stuff going on. That's one sure way to completely run out of power very quickly is leave the inverter on. You only do that once or twice or 3 times. Anyway, I was also astonished at how much my batteries dropped overnight and we didn't have anything running. This is the parasitic drawer. Using my Victron app, I can see what draws power from our system by turning each individual thing on and off. You could use the J-Hub app as well, except that when you turn off the J-Hub to see how much power the J-Hub's using, the screen goes blank. Now you could measure the current draw with a clamp multimeter, but obviously the Victron app is way easier. So I worked out our projector power management system called the J-Hub uses quite a bit of power just sitting idle throughout the night. So why don't I turn it off? Which is a great idea, except all the 12 volt stuff turns off. So your phones don't get charged, the toilet won't flush. Our toilet has a ventilator kit, so it is important that it gets flushed. And of course, none of the lights work. So here's a couple of simple mods I made to get around those problems. Oh, the other thing we definitely need going is the diesel heater, which when it's idling through the night uses very little power, about 0.6 of an amp, which I'm just going to live with, because without it, it's just not an option. Although I wonder if I could somehow create some heat while we're in bed. Yeah, I'll talk to Sandy about that. So anyway, we can turn off the J-Hub, but we lose lights, toilet flushing, and the ability to charge our devices. So first up, what do you do about the lights? Well, we use these motion sensor strip lights for the toilet, because that's really the only place we want to go in the middle of the night, and it works well. I think Sandy got them from Temu. They have magnets, you can stick them wherever you want to on the wall. We've got 4 of them, and when we're in super power saving mode, we use them all around the caravan instead of the built-in lights. Charging the phone was a bit more difficult, as to have the USB sockets live overnight, the whole system needed to be on. So I decided to wire in a separate USB port beside my bed. Now our model Silverline didn't have these as standard, and this sounds relatively easy, but it wasn't. I had to remove the shelf and somehow feed a 12 volt wire down under the bed to Oh my goodness, it took me a while, but I got there in the end. And I connected that to the Always Live port on the J-Hub. These ports are designed to keep power up to the fridge, I think, and the clock on the range hood, and other stuff that needs power overnight. I'm not sure what else it would be. So anyway, when I switch the J-Hub off, this port still stays live. It's rated to 10 amps, so I can run a little bit of stuff through it. The phones draw a little bit. We have 2 late model iPhones, and they take about 2 hours to charge, using a couple of amps. And when they're charged, that drops down to 0. The next drama was powering up the toilet. So we did think about not doing this, as when used in the middle of the night, the ventilator fan runs for about 5 to 6 minutes. It's not too noisy, but you can hear it. But if you know how the ventilator toilet system works, it's very important to have the fan running at every event. We don't use any chemicals in our loo, and the increased oxygen flow does all the breaking down of the stuff. Anyway, let's not get into that subject, but I have done a video on our ventilator toilet, of course. Anyway, so to keep the power to the loo involved running another positive wire from the toilet cavity to the J-Hub. This was not such a battle, as there's already quite a few wires running through there. Took a little bit of patience, but got that sorted in the end. So now we're all sorted except for the water pump for the toilet, which was off. So no flushing the toilet or washing our hands. What we did here is we went back to basics. We have a special toilet-only water bottle filled for flushing, and some hand sanitizer by the sink. So there you are. Those are the mods that have dropped our nighttime power use from 3 to 4 amps to under 1 amp. So overnight our batteries might only lose like 3%. Or if the phones are really flat, because we've been taking videos all day, then it might get to 5%. Much better than the sometimes 12 to 15% we had before. They're pretty simple mods, and they have made a big difference to our energy management during the winter. And I mean, 12 to 15% power loss, that's the equivalent of running the coffee machine 6 times. I mean, you don't want to see me without proper coffee in the mornings. Just ask Sandy. I know every caravan and motorhome is different, but I'm sure you can save something in your situation. There are probably some really good mods I haven't thought of for saving power, so if you have some, please put them in the comments below for everyone to see. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. I love making these videos, so please think about subscribing or buying us a coffee. It really helps the channel. Thank you in advance for either of those options. Right, that's about it. Hey, thanks everyone for watching. Catch you out there.
Tonight we're running